have a dream, oh, I have a dream. Red, white, and blue, fly free, fly free. I believe, oh, I believe. Will you dream with me?
Good morning, everyone out there. Welcome to Changing Times. This is week number 37. Don, can you believe that?
No.
I tell you what, we have been blessed. This is week 37. We have been kicked off of any internet that I know of. they may have, I don't know, maybe somebody's docked us a little bit on some minutes or something like that. But you know what? We're just tickled to death to be here live in Springfield at the Acts Media Group headquarters. And we're here every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And so you can watch us live on Facebook. Go to the Acts Media Group's Facebook page, look for Changing Times, and you can watch us live. And then the good news is that if you don't make that, we understand lots of people have lots of things to do. And so you can go some other time that same day and look up Acts Media Group's Facebook page, go to Changing Times, and you'll see our newest, most current show. And then also you can go and see any of the other shows. Human Trafficking Week number 1, 37 weeks ago, Human Trafficking. All the shows in between, you can see all those shows. We're also live on YouTube, and we also are on Twitter, and we're on LinkedIn.
Rumble and Daily Motion.
Rumble and Daily Motion. And so 6 different social media platforms. We were just talking to Jim Whining the other night and Pam. Don and I had dinner with them. And so here's the deal. I think by the end of the first quarter, March 22, we'll have maybe 10 social platforms that we're on. That just increases the total audience seen in this country and around the world. We ask you each week to please share this show with your family members, friends, neighbors, people that you work with, you go to church with. This show is a social science show that talks about social issues. We keep it positive, and we also have positive solutions. You're not going to see any negativity on this show. To get negativity, just watch the news every night, every day. Watch the news, read the newspaper, listen to the radio, and you get a lot of negativity. On this show, we're always positive. We know we have issues and things we need to work on, but we'll deal with it in a positive manner. And I guess, Don, we could probably tell people what our email addresses is, because we always want people to comment to us.
Absolutely. Well, mine is mycreativeworkhorse@gmail.com.
mycreativeworkhorse@gmail.com. And she is the creative one of our group. And then mine is very simple. It's just my name, LYNNMORRIS, Lynn Morris, 2012@gmail.com. We encourage you to email us. Someday this next year in 22, we'll have phones where you can actually call in live and talk to us. But right now you can send us a email message and we'll respond to you. Let us know what you want to see in 22, because we're already working on the first 4 or 5 programs in 22. That's how fast you have to work ahead. However, we want to be responsive to our audience. And so if you have anything that you want us to specialize in, do a show on, do research on, we'd be glad to do that, because this show is for you. It's not for us. We're all volunteers. Matt, our producer, he is a volunteer. Don and I are volunteers. Everybody that I've met, the Acts Media Group, even Jim Whining and his wife Pam, they're volunteers. We're not paid to do what we do. And so we're here to help you and hopefully bring people closer to the Lord and actually find people who need to find Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. So that's our purpose of our program. So I think we can go ahead and I'll let you introduce our special guest today.
All right. Well, you know, it's in that time of the season that we can say Merry Christmas. You want to say Merry Christmas, Zizi? Merry Christmas. You got to say it loud. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
So I've got my nephew, Zizi, here today. He's 2. And then I have my wonderful brother, Nathan, and I have my pastor dad, Alvin, here. So we're just going to talk about the meaning of Christmas and what Christmas means to us, and then just kind of a little bit of a message there. Christmas is a beautiful time, but it also can be a really sad time for people. And it's a time that things are amplified if you
Right.
have loneliness or, whatever is going on. And so we just wanted to bring a joyful show today. And hence why we brought the ZZ Curls to the show. Can you wave at the camera, Z? Merry Christmas, everybody. He's going to sing a song for us after we talk about our sponsors and at the end here.
Sure.
And so he came on to sing I Wish You a Merry Christmas. But I just kind of reached out to Pastor and my brother and said, do you have anything that you want to share about Christmas? And, I grew up in a fabulous home where we really celebrated Christmas and family and togetherness, and we still do. My mom just goes all out. She has like a whole room that she stores all the Christmas stuff. But we also like to give back this time of year. My mom is absolutely obsessed right now with giving some family some love that's in our church. And it's really a great experience for all the little kids to see. And so if you're able to do that for people, that is just the gift that you should really, really focus on. Nathan, do you have anything you want to start us out and share today?
For me, when I start thinking about Christmas, I am very grateful that the Lord has blessed me with where I'm at in life. And so for me, when I think about Christmas, I feel like that when baby Jesus was born and he came into the earth, that was peace, love, and joy being given to us in a fleshly form. Like that's when it really came into something that's tangible, just like this sweet little baby right here that brings us all excitement and joy. So with that gift of knowing God and having that peace and that love and that joy flowing inside of us, it is our duty to be hope dealers, to reach out to our neighbors, open our homes. If we have a need, we need to meet it. And to me, I get excited just to love on people, whether it's financial resources or a turkey or just giving my time. I love the opportunities whenever God directs it and we're obedient to listen to his spirit, where he leads us to take us to meet people that need to have that love and that hope, because hope is what anchors us. And there are a lot of people who don't have any hope today. And that's kind of the purpose of why we're here, is to give hope. And so I would just encourage everybody that's hearing this, you might not have resources, but you have time and you have the ability to pick up your phone. And there's a lot of ways in which you can give hope during this Christmas season.
Yeah. And a kind word is free. A smile is free. And, we can't pass out hope enough. And so, like Nathan said, if you already have joy inside of you and you are overflowing with joy this Christmas season, then you need to share that in the form of hope. So, Zealand, I know I just gave you a sucker here, but what is Christmas all about? What is Christmas?
Baby Jesus.
Yes, it's all about baby Jesus's birthday and the hope that he brought to the world. And, this is kind of off topic, but I read something that I wanted to bring up. There was a lot of people that were hopeful for Jesus long before he came. And Luke 2:36-38 was talking about the prophetess Anna. And my grandma's name was Anna. I'm actually named Anna, but I go by Dawn. And, it was saying that she dedicated herself to God. She prayed day and night because she believed the promise of the coming Messiah. Mary wasn't the only one expecting. There was other people expecting for years that the Messiah was going to come. And, a big thing for us is, are people expecting the second coming? Are they expecting Jesus to come again? Jesus is still alive. He is still on the throne. So, Dad, what do you want to talk about with Christmas and the meaning of Christmas?
Well, Christmas is an exciting time. And thank you, Lynn, for having us, and Don for having us.
You're welcome.
Christmas is more than just spiritual in the sky. Christmas brings it home to the family. It brings it down to where we're at. And I want to encourage folks today to start traditions, to begin traditions. I know our family, back when our children were at home, we had some incredible traditions. Now, my cousin in Oklahoma, one of their traditions was having chocolate gravy. I've never been able to get my mom, to get the family together to make chocolate gravy, but that was one of their traditions. One of ours was simply called hot and cold, and maybe I'll let Don talk about that in a minute. But we love our tradition, and Mrs. Blackard and I have been in the ministry now for almost 37 years. full time. And we made a decision a long time ago that every child deserves a Christmas. Every child deserves a Christmas. And when we get older, sometimes Christmas becomes laborious, expensive, putting up the Christmas lights and things of that nature. I've always put up a lot of Christmas lights. Well, I didn't put up a lot of Christmas lights this year, but my son Nathan, he put up all kinds of Christmas lights enough for all of us, and I enjoy that. But anyway, Don, that's the thing that is in my heart today. We have Emmanuel, God with us, which is incredible. I mean, you look at the story, it's incredible. I'll be preaching on the 26th about a snapshot of Christ from the time he was born until the time that he was resurrected. And it's incredible what he did for us. And for that, we're so grateful. But I would encourage people to, look at your traditions, keep those traditions alive, because it will pass down to your family.
Absolutely. Well, hot and cold is a great tradition that people could start if they want to take something on for their family. But you take a gift, Lynn, and you have the person that the gift is for, they leave the room, and then you find a really creative place to hide that gift. He would hide them on the ceiling fans. He would hide them
under the couch. I mean,
and then as you got closer, you were either getting hot or you were getting cold. And we still do that with these kids today. So the traditions are really big. I have a friend of mine who owns a business, very successful business. And they told me that as a family, they walk into a Walmart at a certain time at night, right before Christmas, and they look around and they think, what family is here trying to buy Christmas for their kids? And then they fill a whole entire shopping cart up for that family. And so instead of buying gifts for each other, they focus in all on one family that they can bless. So the church is focusing this Friday on a homeless outreach. And I know you're going to be a part of a homeless outreach here too. I think we had over 100 pairs of socks come in for our outreach. And the director said, praise the Lord, they were new socks. So we didn't get used socks. We got new socks. But they made bags for them and they're giving that away. And that's a tradition I hope that the church continues. And
that'd be a nice thing.
Yeah.
Can I chime in on that outreach real quick? So I'm aware of another outreach that's going on this Saturday. So over there at the Motel 6 on North Glenstone, with everything that's happened, they've kind of turned that into like a place for people to have affordable housing. So they've been doing a lot of outreach over there, and they're going to be there on Saturday giving away bikes for the kids that are living in the hotels and socks and food. And God's doing something really cool over there. So if you want to come out and love on some people, Motel 6 on Saturday, North Glenstone. There's a lot going on over there on this side of town. So it's a good opportunity to get out and meet some people.
Well, and like Pastor said, every kid deserves a Christmas. We had Harmony House, the domestic violence shelter on here, and they really talked about how some of these women leave in the middle of the night, the kids leave with nothing. And one of our sponsors actually helped donate a good amount to help them with their toy drive. Actually, a couple of people that have been on the show. And it just feels good to give back. It is better to give than to receive.
I tell you what, it's right. And, you're talking about things going on Christmas Eve, which is our big day, big evening when our whole family, our kids and their spouses and our grandkids, everybody's together at our house this Christmas Eve. Starts about 5 or 5:30, but I've already told Dr. Tricia Durgis, who is the owner of Lift Up in Springfield. That's the free and reduced clinic. So if you have no money, you're not turned away. And they also do dental, and they do provide some psychiatric type services, mostly medical services. But honestly, these are the people who just fall through the cracks, and some of them are not even on Medicaid. They just don't qualify for some reason, but they need a lot of help. And I've helped them for several years. And I'm so proud of Dr. Durgis because she does this. So we're gonna have a great meal. When we did Thanksgiving, we had turkey and ham. I'm the meat guy, so I get to hand all the meat out and then pass that plate down, and somebody's doing potatoes and green beans and bread and all the stuff, I just kind of like putting the meat on the plate and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that December the 24th from 11 o'clock until 2 o'clock at the Lift Up Clinic out there just on the edge of South Glenstone. And they'll be going to, not only are there be people driving up and walking up, amazingly walking up to this clinic because they find out that this is going on. But if you're hearing and you live anywhere in the Springfield area and you know someone that needs a hot meal, we'll be having great hot meals, and we'll give anyone them away if they need them. But I know what they'll do. I'm just so impressed with what Dr. Durgis's group does. They're all volunteers that day. Nobody's being paid for this, but we go there and then we'll do 15 or 20 or 30 meals at a time in the styrofoam plates that will keep them warm, and they'll put them in the back of a car and they drive real quick and they'll hit different areas where the homeless live and make sure everyone has. And then they also have toys. They'll have all kinds of things for the kids along with that meal. It's just an awesome experience.
Lynn, piggyback off what you're saying there, is when a person accepts baby Jesus, Christ at 33 when he gave his life on the cross, it changes us on the inside, and we want to be helpers. We want to be servants, and it's a joy. Even though it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of work, we still have that intricately in us that the people are really good. Mm-hmm. People inherently are really good once they accept baby Jesus. And once they go forward to that, then we look to outreach and we look to help somebody that's less fortunate. And when it's all said and done, it comes back and we feel so good inside, even though we're tired.
Right.
Or wore out.
You're exactly right, Alvin. And I'll tell you, yesterday I was eating breakfast at Rosie Joe's, one of the famous places in Ozark, Missouri. If you live anywhere in Southwest Missouri, you need to get old home cooking. That's what you get at Rosie Joe's. And so Brad Cole, the sheriff of Christian County, he had a breakfast for officers. And we had a couple highway patrol troopers. We need to actually keep one of our highway patrol troopers in our prayers, because I understand that he may have lost an eyesight in one eye from being shot by someone that he stopped the other night. So we need to definitely keep him and his families in our prayers, and that he has a complete recovery as much as possible. I know God can do that. But what was interesting yesterday was several older folks came by and they would hug on the sheriff, or I actually got a couple hugs from the older ladies. I told those officers, I said, that's the only hugs I ever get anymore. So these ladies 70 and 80 years old, but that's fine. And every one of them expressed gratitude toward law enforcement.
Yes.
We are so blessed here in Southwest Missouri. And I know people are listening all over the United States, but no matter where you live, you have got to honor our law enforcement, our first responders, the fire departments, all the guys and gals that go out 24 hours a day for our protection. I don't care what party you belong to or whatever. Just be a human and think about what they're doing for you, the sacrifice that they go out every day and they don't know where they come back or not. So give them some love, and give them love all the time and respect all the time, because these guys are just simply amazing people.
Yes. And even if it's just a smile, tipping your hat to them. I actually went and got Marco's Pizza last night for my son after wrestling in Nixa. And when we pulled up, there was 4 Nixa police in the parking lot. And so I asked the guy, I said, did they order a dessert? Are they finishing their meal? Are they starting their meal? And he said, I just want to let you know that the owner of this establishment will not let them pay, that they've already got a dessert. And I said, well, you just tell them, hoorah on the way out, that we appreciate them. Right. And he's like, no, we sincerely appreciate them. Appreciation is just such a big thing, and it goes so far. So I'm with you, Lynn. It's hard when they know what they're walking into every day. And I heard that highway patrolman's wife say, every day I ask him to just come home. And that's the thing that he ended up saying after he got shot, is he said, I made a promise I was coming home. So.
Yeah. Well, and just give a thumbs up, just a thumbs up would be a lot of appreciation for an officer that you don't know what kind of day they've had. But as I eat breakfast with these guys and meet with these guys from time to time as a commissioner down in Christian County, I learn from these guys what they're facing every day. And it's not easy. It's not easy. So another thing I wanted to say was we are so grateful here, and I hope all over the country people are doing this. But here in Southwest Missouri, I believe that we are some of the nicest, kindest, most giving people that I know of. And of course, I've only lived in this area my entire life, but I've traveled all over in many, many states and many countries. And I would just tell you that when there's a need here, in Southwest Missouri, the people are very gracious and very giving, and they'll take care of that need. And that's what I want people to do. But also, I just want people to remember that it's not just at Christmas time and Thanksgiving. All year long, we've got 365 days in the year, and there's somebody that's needing something every day, every week of the year. So remember those people. Just remember the neighbor across the street. Give them a phone call. Check and see if they need some help. Anything. Just all the time, not just part of the time. Help people all the time. So are we ready to do a break where I can do my sponsors? Okay, well, I'm going to go. We've got 2 sponsors now, and I'm really proud of them. We're working on at least 2 or 3 more sponsors, and then you won't have to hear us talk about trying to need sponsors, because we're going to drive this program in 2022 with better equipment, just all kinds of things that enhances our show. But the first sponsor that we got, and I'm really proud, a friend of mine, Brad Pistow. And Brad Pistow is a certified fiduciary financial planner. And what that means is, a lot of people don't know what a fiduciary person means, but that person always puts you at the top. So whatever decision he's making, it's in your best interest, not in his. Unfortunately, there are some people in this country that they might want to help you, but they also put their interests in front and not make money off of the interest that they're showing. And I just want you to know Brad Pistow is a certified fiduciary financial planner. He actually went to Southwest Baptist and was in ministry, moved to Dallas, Texas, and he was a youth minister in Dallas, Texas. However, his dad has always been a financial planner with Merrill Lynch for many years and was very, very good at it. And so it was kind of in his family's blood. So he was 2nd generation. Now his son, Hunter, who has been on our program, he's 3rd generation. And so these guys know financial planning. They know Medicare, they know health insurance, and that's why you have Hunter on Medicare and health insurance. But Brad Pistow, Trinity Insurance and Financial Services, that really interesting thing. This is a phone number that everyone wants to take down. 417-581-9222. 581-9222. If you call that number, the phone's going to be answered by a lady that you're going to just instantly know that's smiling. She's happy you called. Her name is Lisa, and she also is a certified representative, but she's going to talk to you and find out a little bit about you. And then she's going to send you, if you want one, she will send you a book called Safe Money Matters. That's the #1 best-selling financial planning, retirement planning book on Amazon. It has been for many years, and that's Brad Pistow's book, and he'll give it to you free. The second book that Brad just wrote was Bulletproof. And it's really an extension of his first book, but gets into a lot more detail of how he can find you plans that you'll never lose your principal, you'll never lose your interest, you'll have that money to retire on. You don't have to worry about the stock market going up and down. Today it was over 100 points down when I came to the building this morning. It was down yesterday, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? You're going to have safe retirement planning. So he's a really good guy. He's located in Ozark, Missouri, and just give him that telephone call, and they'll help you do that, okay? The second sponsor that we have is Youngblood Motor. They are a new sponsor of ours, and that's John Whittaker and John Youngblood. Those 2 partners are guys that have been in the car industry business for many, many years. They are the oldest family-owned car dealership in Southwest Missouri. I think it's 37 years now. So anybody else that's been in there, they either sold out or retired, but they're not in it anymore. So these guys are definitely family-oriented people, and they're from the Springfield area. They're located at 3525 South Campbell, Youngblood Motor Group. They sell new and used, and they sell Nissan and Kia. And so they are a very good group, and they, on their used car lot, they actually have more than Nissans and Kias. They have all kinds of cars. And the interesting about this, I bought my last 2 cars from these guys, Grand Cherokee Jeeps, but I'll tell you, they have the best service that I've seen, and I've been around a while and bought a lot of cars. They have the best service I've seen. They have the best service technicians, the best people at the front desk that keeps you communicated. And the neatest thing about John Youngblood Kia Motor Group is that you don't have to go into the dealership. You can buy your car online. You can pick out everything. You can do your trade. You can do everything online. And then they'll deliver you a car to your driveway. You can keep it for 72 hours. You can put your wife in the front seat. You put the kids in the back seat. Put ZZ in the back seat. You can put the dog in the back area, luggage area. You can fit everything around, move everything around, kick the tires, drive it up around. 72 hours, you can keep that car. If you don't like that car, they'll bring you another car. But it's so easy to buy a car from Youngblood Motor Group, and nobody else does that. Nobody else does that in the area. So that's one of their highlights. We'll have John Whitaker on after the first of the year. He's going to be talking about all kinds of things that you'll need to know to save money when you either buy or lease a car. So that's really awesome.
Well, and going into Christmas, Lynn, if people don't know what to buy their spouse or themselves, or, a car is something that everybody needs, a good, reliable car that they're not going to break down on the road. And I love seeing those pictures. I've had a friend who got a new car with a big red bow, and she said, I was good. Santa was good to me this year. So if you're thinking about buying a car, reach out to them.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to say this too. I was at Brad Cole's. They had about, 250 guests the other night. Last week, Jan and I were invited to Brad Cole, the sheriff's holiday awards party, where a lot of the sheriff's deputies get awards, which I think is awesome to have. The police department, the Ozark Police Department, mans not just the city, but mans the entire county, while the sheriff's department has their meal. And that means that way all the deputies can go that wants to go. Nobody has to miss it. And you can bring your children and you can bring your spouse. And so it's the whole family. So we had this big group, and it's just so neat to watch these people walk up, and you hear things that you don't actually see in the paper or hear on the news, that they've done great things. And so they're getting awarded for that. But what was interesting, they had a Santa, and every kid that was there, every child that was there got a present from Santa. Just had to go up there and talk to Santa. When I went by, because I went with little Shelby, Doug Whitaker, a friend of mine that's in insurance over at Nixa, he had Shelby there, his daughter, and so I went up there with Shelby, and the police officer, the Santa Claus knew who Shelby was and had a present for Shelby. And then I said to Santa, I said, well, Santa, I know Shelby's been good 12 months every day, but I said, I've only been really good the last 3 months, but I've really tried hard. And this Santa said, Lynn, so this Santa knew me. ZZ Santa knew me, because Santa said, Lynn, you've got to be good every day of the year, not just the last 3 months. So I was kind of disheartened, because first of all, I didn't know if Santa knew me, but he did. And then he told me I had to be good all the time. So that was a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to be good, ZZ, all year round to have Santa come. Well, I think Papa, Pastor, has some gifts for us. Now, we all know sitting at this table here that the real gift is Jesus.
That's right.
The real gift is Jesus. But it is good to be able to share some love and share some gifts. ZZ, do you like Christmas gifts? Is that a yes? Yes? Yes, that is a yes.
So thank you, Don. You couldn't have a Christmas program without some Christmas gifts.
Right.
So what I've got for you, Lynn, is your pick of a 2022 planner.
All right.
And then a box of chocolates.
I'm gonna do black.
All right, black. And Nathan and Don, you can have one of these as well. And then a box of chocolates. Which one do you want?
I'll take the crimson red.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead and give Matt the blue one.
Yeah, and Mac, you want? Yeah.
Oh, because that was the yellow.
But may I? Let me just say this, if I
Well, Don,
might.
you get the pink one then. I think that's appropriate.
Let me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank
Let me,
you
and
very
I've got
much.
gifts for Zealand here too, but I don't want to distract him.
Okay.
But let me say this: I would really like to talk to the families out there that maybe you're going through some really difficult times. Maybe you've had a medical problem or financial problem or even a spiritual problem. The beautiful thing about this planner of 2022, it's a blank canvas. There's nothing filled in. You get to start brand new for 2022. And we say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. At the end of December, we start closing down our lives. We close our books. We pay the county our taxes for our personal property. And then we start brand new on January the 1st of 2022. So my encouragement to you is if you're having a difficult time this year, maybe you're going through some really tough times, hang on, because you have a blank canvas to be able to start filling in the things that are important to you. And I would encourage you, to find a house of faith and get involved in that. Get an organization like Lynn was talking about that will help you to be a servant, to give and to be a servant. And this world will be a lot better place. So guys, enjoy the chocolates. Everybody's got a chocolate monster in them.
Oh yeah.
And enjoy the little planners.
Well, thank you very much. I tell you what, I'm diabetic, but that doesn't keep me from eating candy.
Well, Janet,
so that's a problem.
You can bring chocolate home to Janet. So,
but I tell you what, no, I appreciate that. And one of the things that I want to kind of stop and make sure that we all keep in mind, we have people today, right now, guys, watching in Kentucky, Tennessee, Illinois, Arkansas, and Missouri. Well, those 5 states got really hit hard with tornadoes. I think that one tornado did so much damage, and it may be the longest on the ground tornado, maybe somewhere between 100 and 200 miles. I've heard both, 100 miles, 200 miles. It probably broke the record in Joplin that 10 years ago that the tornado hit Joplin. I had 2 pharmacies in Joplin at that time, and I know what that destruction looked like. You couldn't recognize any home because all street signs, all trees, all landmarks were destroyed, and all the homes looked the same. They all were leveled like you see on TV. So we're praying for these people. It's not going to be easy. If they do have God in their heart and they have been saved by God and Jesus, then they will have an easier life. And I'm just praying that through this, they'll realize the blessings that they still are alive. They may have lost most of their humanly possessions, but you know what? Your life is more important than, I know that one grandmother I saw that was on top of 2 little grandchildren about that age, and all 3 of them saved. And their house, oh my gosh, their house. I mean, I don't even know how they survived, but luckily, even though 100 or however many is dead, they still have 100 missing. But that's way too many. Think about how many it could be.
Yes.
So I do think God was there protecting people, and God will see us through this. It may take years to get rid of everything, all the rumble, and then rebuild it. But I really believe the people, the mayor is in Kentucky is just remarkable. And you can see the faith in him and see the resilience in him. So for those states that's watching in today, if anyone's watching in, they may have family members in other states. We are praying for you, and we will continue to pray for you. It's going to take a long time, but I know the Convoy Hope is there already. We've had them on our show. American Red Cross is already there. There's lots of church groups, lots of groups, and we're not going to give up. We're going to continue to send money and send people there and resources until we get these people taken care of. Same way in Joplin. When I first saw that tornado, because I worked in my Joplin stores for several days after that. We didn't have any power. So if you don't have any power, you had no water. It's really kind of hard to find a place to use the restroom, find food. So we'd go over to Seneca. Janet and I would drive over to Seneca at the truck stop, buy 150, 200 hamburgers, take it back. they'd be gone in 15 minutes.
Yes, yeah.
People were hungry. So that's the way it is probably there now. But these people will survive, and we'll help them. We'll help them get through it. So,
Lynn, there's a picture that's going around social media, and my former youth pastor is a pastor out in Kentucky, and he's the one that shared it, and I saw it yesterday. And it is of a man that's sitting at his piano. The roof's gone off his house. The walls are gone off his house, but he started playing a song, There's No Name Like Jesus.
oh yeah, his whole house was gone, but his piano was there. I saw that.
Yeah, and the message was, have that eternal perspective that yes, everything might be, crashing down around you, and circumstances are really bad, but just still keep your eyes on Jesus.
Right.
And I think that was a powerful message for a lot of people to see. And I don't think that, it's going to be a long time before this building process comes back. They're going to be having Christmas in a
Right.
place that's not their home.
Right.
So the more that people can just reach out and love on each other and take them in. And, really, I heard something today. Convoy is on a mission to really raise funds. And Ethan was on the radio when I was driving in here today. And they said for every dollar that's given, they can make it 5 times more.
Right.
That they can stretch it just exponentially more. And it's really right now about just running those trucks. I mean, they're mounting up, and they are on the road, and they're coming after these people. And they're not just coming to give them water and to give them a blanket. They're coming to bring the hope. And
Right.
so, like Nathan said, if you've got the joy, we've got to share the hope.
Right. No, that's it. I think hope is the most important thing.
And
Honestly, I do.
something good could come out of this.
Yeah.
I know that the Joplin, I was involved in going in with our superintendent and checking on our churches and pastors, and it was truly devastating. But something good came out of that in our own family. Our youngest son, this little boy's daddy, and Nathan were builders, and he's an architect, and they decided that they were going to not build anything that didn't have a safe room.
Okay.
And they put a little extra money
Yeah.
into the building, but they've always put a safe room in there. And, I thought, that's something good can come out of something so bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there's always going to be something good come out of
Yes.
things.
Yes.
One of the churches, and we saw several churches just completely destroyed at this tornado, and so
Yes.
sad. But one of the churches in Joplin, I'll never forget, it was completely destroyed, all 4 sides. But that beautiful cross was up at the front of the church, and it was still there.
Yes.
That's the only thing standing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What a symbol. Lynn, I want to talk about something that's been in the process for 5 years. I think we got a couple of minutes left there,
Well, yeah.
but Zealand, would you like to introduce the name of the book? You got to say it loud.
Humbertree.
Henry Bigtree.
Henry Bigtree. You know what? This is my book because I got that from Don, and I know Jim and Pam Whining got one the other night. And I'm going to read this book chapter by chapter to one of my granddaughters. I'm actually going to let them all read it, but some of them are in high school and college. But there's still a message to that, even if you're in high school or college.
Yes.
But I'm definitely going to read this to Nora Lynn, who's my special needs granddaughter that's really progressed so much compared to what the doctors thought that she was going to be able to do. And I think she and I are going to enjoy this book because it has a tremendous message.
Yes, and it has a message really towards togetherness, conservation, sustainability, and as just circling back to what we said, when you have traditions in Christmas, that gets passed down. When you have beliefs, they get passed down, and we just really need to focus in on the story of Christmas, passing that down. But this book is just really a joy to produce. We look forward to producing more books, and we kind of joke that one of the characters is called the Nutty Squirrel. And we're hoping to someday have some nutty money to really just help out
Yeah.
with convoy, disasters, church stuff.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So congratulations, Don, on the first book that
Yes,
you guys
yes,
that you
thank
wrote
you.
and your family wrote. You got kind of a team that did this. But I know that my prediction is going to come true. You're going to write more books, and they're going to come faster. I know you will, and you've got a process down, and you're going to help and benefit many, many people. This would make a great Christmas present. I realize it's kind of getting late. We're only 10 days away from Christmas now, but guess what? you can buy this and get it for after Christmas. There's always going to be a birthday sometime in 22, and just anytime. This would be a good present for your son or daughter or granddaughter, grandson at any time of the year. So how would they reach you?
They would go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble, and it's Henry Bigtree's 100th birthday party.
100th birthday party. This is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So just like you said, this is Zizi said this is Jesus's birthday party.
Yes.
And so this is Big Tree's birthday party, 100 years.
Well, we've got something special, ZZ. Let's put our Christmas cheer on.
All right.
And do we have a special guest that we're going to introduce today? What's our special guest name? Is it Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse.
So welcome to the show, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. All right.
Let's get him right there where he can see. Now, ZZ's going to sing us a song, and he's going to sing it real loud here. And look up at the camera, because this is for all the people that are home. Okay, and do you want us to sing with you? Okay, here you go. Are you ready?
We wish you a Christmas. We wish you a Christmas. Christmas and a Happy New Year. God Tommy to you and our cat. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right. Yay. All right.
Well, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and we look forward to you guys tuning back in. We have a what? What? You want it to stop? Oh, okay.
He wants it off.
Okay. Well, I want to say something else about our sponsors. I know I mentioned that they were very generous to Harmony House. If anybody still wants to donate to Harmony House, and then just to reiterate all the stuff that's going on where you can give back. My dad's mom, Anna, when she was in the end of her days, she started what she called the phone ministry. And she said, I can still pray for people over the phone. I can still call people. I can still reach out to them. And so that's something that every single person can do if you can't get out and serve and do food. But Nathan, go ahead and say again where somebody can get out there and be part of a good ministry.
Again, on North Glenstone, the Motel 6, it's kind of an independent group of people that just love God and want to go out and bless people. And it's really amazing that God's opened this opportunity, and the people there are very receptive. So again, they're just giving away bikes, socks, food, and just loving on the people that are living at Motel 6.
Well, that's very good.
We're going to have at Renewed Treasures on Commercial Street on December 18th at 4 o'clock. They're going to be giving away all those socks that were turned in and the gift bags. And I'm sure they would love to have people come out and help love on the homeless people here in Springfield.
And they're doing the same thing that Lynn's organization did. They're going out into the highways and the byways, and they're going to go find them and love on them and give them that.
Give them a little Christmas joy.
Yes.
And I tell you what, the Elks Club, Jan and I belong to the Elks Club down in Ozark, Missouri, Christian County. And next Wednesday, Janet will be going over. I've got commission meeting and other things going on, but she will pick up 5 different Christmas meals, and then I'll help her deliver them that afternoon. So in the morning, she'll pick them up at the Elks Club. We're giving away many, many meals, and then we're going to deliver them out that afternoon. So lots of great things going on, and we really appreciate it. Next week, remind me, I'm going to talk about OCAC and what they do for people, because I just helped someone yesterday get their electric bill paid, get their propane paid for, and which is expensive right now, and some other things. So we've got a great group of people helping, and so we do wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We'll have one more show, December 22nd. We'll put a little Christmas into that show, but we're also going to have a weatherman or weatherwoman, an expert, talking about the weather and what can we expect in 22? What can we expect this winter? Why do we have tornadoes in December? We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We'll talk about Convoy of Hope, American Red Cross. We'll be talking about all kinds of things that we need to keep in prayer as we start a new year. So we're going to sign off, but we just really appreciate everyone listening in today. Appreciate our guest today. And ZZ, you are awesome. You were just absolutely the best. And so we appreciate that. Everyone have a great weekend.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Say
Christmas.
bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Really dream 2, 3. Can I get a hoorah from a patriot like me?